Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy AI Legends, and today I'm doing, you can say, a story type. It is just like Legacy or Golden Fox if you guys have seen those type of stories. But it is going to be my own idea. So I really hope that you guys will like it. So without any further ado, let us begin our story. I, Naruto Uzumaki, the son of the Yellow Flash of Hidden Leaf Village and the Red Death of Leaf, has been an outcast for the majority of my life. I was considered an outcast, a monster, a demon, because my father, the Yellow Flash, or you can say the fourth Hokage, sealed away the nine tails in me. So I was hated to the majority of my life, but in the end, I tried my best, and then finally, I became a shinobi. I made many friends like Neji, Sasuke. I really considered him a friend of mine, but in the end, he was not. In the end, the one who I consider to be my friends, the one who I can trust the most, they break my trust. In the last mission to rescue Sasuke from Orochimaru, as it was a team mission in which Shikamaru was made the captain of the team, and then we headed off to save Sasuke from leaving the village and get to Orochimaru. But in the end, my own best friend shoved the Chidori through my chest, and in the end he left me behind. And then I went to the hospital. It was surprising for me because beside my sensei Kakashi Hatake, which I can sense, visited me sometimes, but beside him no one arrived to visit me. After whole week of remaining in the hospital, since I used the 9th chakra, I was finally released from the hospital, ready to go off. But before that, I wanted to see how my friends are doing. I went to the hospital where I received the news that some of them were quite injured, but in the end, all of them were alive. It was some relief for me. And then I went off in the village. I was receiving the glares, but for some reason, this time the glares were even more. And people were staring at me, and then I spotted someone, as it was none other than my own teammate, Sakura Haruno. I ran up to her, and then I tried to apologize for not bringing back Sasuke, and tried to tell her that one day I will do so and bring him back to the village. But in the end, she looked towards me as if I was a monster, and she hated me with everything in her heart. And then she stared and then started to yell at me, telling me that how I was just a dead last of the academy and nothing more, and will never be able to do anything right. This break my heart, but in the end I tried to explain myself, but it did not work, as she slapped me on my face, telling me that I was just a demon that village hate and always hate, nothing more than a demon. This really broke my heart, but it was not the only string that is going to be break, as an ambu landed beside me and tell me that how the council wanted to see me, as I thought that Sakura was just in bad mood. So when she came from her depression, she might apologize, or I will do something too so that she can forgive me. But her words really hurt me a lot. But in the end, I went to the council where people, some of them were staring at me and other one were just smirking a little. I did notice that, as many people think that I'm a fool, but in the end I'm not. I know everything, but I always keep the mask so that I can live, you can say. Because if I really started to react to all the hatred and all the anger in my heart, I might go crazy, but I never show it to anyone and always keep a mask. I didn't notice everything that was going around me, but I stayed calm as far as I can. And then Hokage Tsunade, which I retrieved some days ago, arrived, and she then sat down along with the elders. Danzo was the one who was smirking the most, and then one of the council members stood up and said, Naruto Uzumaki. As I started to look towards him, as the air started to feel cold, as I could feel that something bad is going to happen right here and right now. And then the council member smirked and said, Naruto Uzumaki, the council has decided to banish you from the Hidden Leaf Village. This really shocked me to the core, as I was out of words, as I was not able to say anything, as that member started to say that how it was my fault, that all the people who went to that mission were hurt, and it was my fault that Sasuke Uchiha left the village in the first place. This really broke my heart. I tried to explain to Tsunade, or you can say Granny, which I used to call her long ago, as I tried to tell her that how it was not my fault, and I tried my best and used everything that I could to stop Sasuke, but it was just not working, as he left on his own. But Tsunade had her head down because the decision was already made. They were here just to announce it. And then Danzo stood up. Naruto Uzumaki, the council has already made its decision, and you has to leave the village tomorrow. You have this night, pack everything, and then you have to leave the village. I really was shocked, and some tears were coming down from my eye. Then something snapped in my mind, in my head, and then the mask which I used to wear all the time broke, or you can say shattered. And then I blankly looked toward them and said, alright. This quite surprised many of the members of the council, as they thought that I was going to cry or do something against it. But in the end, I did not give them the satisfaction of me crying in front of them, or you can say begging in front of them. That is something they always wanted me to do. But I just left the room. This really shattered my dream, but I could feel that the mask I used to wear all the time, the smile that was on my face, the majority of my life has been gone. There was no smile on my face, and now I don't even care. But it did hurt me on my heart that the dream I always wanted to pursue, wanted to become the Hokage and protect these people. But now, these people, no, whole Konoha disgust me. As I, Naruto Uzumaki, does not even want to be here anymore. As the night, I packed everything and then I was about to leave the village, but then something caught my attention. It was none other than the only person who was kind to me the most of my life. That was none other than the ramen guy. As I went to him, and ramen guy asked me if I was about to go on another mission, that I have a big bag. But I just started to eat my ramen, but in the end I did told him that how I was banished from the village. This really shocked the ramen guy, as he started to tell me that how he was sorry. But in the end I just gave him a weak and a fake smile and then went off. As after leaving the village, I just looked back at the village at the last time. On the way, I saw many of my friends as they tried to speak to me, but I just ignored them. And before leaving, as I saw Kakashi Hatake that was going towards the Hokage building. But I just gave him no mind, and then finally I am outside of the village. In the end, I just stared back at the village for one last time for all the love that I once had for the village, and then I moved on. But they were going to leave me just like that. That is far from the true, because Danzo has already something planned for me, as Root Ambu of Danzo were already on their way to capture me, because village could be a fool along with the council, but Danzo was no fool. He wanted me to join its Ambu, or at least he wanted the 9 tails out of me. It is true that one person cannot hold the power of the 9 tails, but what if he puts the 9 tail in the Izanagi or its Genjutsu, or separate the power of the 9 tails? He would be able to do so, and then he would have the power of the 9 tails on its possession, and that is true. So I was leaving the village and I was quite far away, and then suddenly I sensed something in the trees. Many people think that I was a fool and does not even pay attention to many things, but that was far from the true, as I had already sensed some of the people watching me. As then I picked my kunais as I was ready to protect myself, and then one of them ambushed me, as I was barely able to dodge the kunai, and then I made some distance as I saw that how 4 ambu landed in front of me and 4 behind me. They were ready to capture me, but I was not going to go down that easily, as I quickly made hand signs and said Shadow Clone Jutsu, as I made 10 of the clones as all of them engaged in battle, but these were ambus and they were far from my level, much stronger than I was. But I tried my best to keep up, as I knew that it is going to be the strategy who is going to make me the winner of this fight. Otherwise, I'm going to lose everything along with my life, as I knew that these clones were not going to keep up for long. And then I made some distance and made 20 more shadow clones, and then all of them started to make their respective Rasengans, as with some strategy I was able to knock out 2 or 3 of them with my Rasengan, who got caught in the explosion. But in the end they were able to overwhelm me, and then something snapped in my mind, as all the anger and everything was gathering in me. The anger that I stored for all these years, the emotions were coming to me, and then a tail came out of me as my eyes started to change color, as it was red now, and the red aura surrounded me. Yes, the 9th chakra was finally able to surround me, as I almost go berserk. Instead of 1 tail, it started to grow even harder, even more tails, because the hatred inside of me was far greater than anything in this world right now. As then finally 2 tails arrive out of me, and in 2 tail state I almost lost every control of my body, and then I almost go berserk, and in the end I killed off all the 8 Ambu Black Ops that were after me to capture me, and I just ran away from it. I was barely able to control my power, because I really thought that I will go berserk from here on, or go complete 9 tails, but I was able to go far away from that place. I did not had any way, or you can say any place to go. That village which I once called as home was no longer my home. I was banished from that so-called home or village, because that was really a hellhole for me for all of my life, and I had no place to go. And then I went to a nearby town, but before that I went to sleep in the forest, because I was already exhausted a lot. In the next day I went to the nearby town, so because I have some money remaining with me, as I did a lot of missions, so I had a lot of money with me, but that is not going to remain almost, as right now I am, or you can say I was, in the town, in the hotel, as I booked a room there. Tried to stay here. I started to think what to do, what is next for me in the life, because the dream I followed for all of my life was finally over. So I have to think of something. And right now I am in the town. As I started to think that what should I do? How I can actually help myself. But then there was a map of all five great nations that was surprisingly in my room, the room I am staying in the hotel. As I saw that it is a big map, as all these, even the smaller nations like Rain Village and all, were already mentioned in it. As I just started to stare at it and started to think what I should do, and then something clicked in my mind along with my eyes, as my eyes finally shifted to a place that is none other than that has the same symbol as the very clothes he wear, along with the shinobi jackets that Konoha had, as this symbol was like a whirlpool. As I started to went towards it, as this map is quite old, in the times of second great ninja war, when the whirlpool village was actually destroyed. As I separated the map from that place and then started to stare at it, it is none other than the whirlpool village, the home of Uzumaki's. I was shocked, as this is really shocking news, because until now I did not even knew that Uzumaki clan was even a clan, as I thought that it was just some family or random name that was given to him. And now I started to learn about it. In the town library, I was able to find some information about Uzumaki's, but surprisingly, all the information in the whole world about the Uzumaki's was already so little. It may be because the Uzumakis did not want to show a lot of themselves, but there was some information which really caught my attention. That was the location of the Uzumaki village, along with the things that Uzumakis were good at, as they have immense chakra, they have the healing ability, and only an Uzumaki can contain the Nine-Tails power. This confirms my, you can say, suspicions even further, as he was an original Uzumaki. The only concern that I had was the line which says that the Uzumakis have red hair, but the other line which says that Uzumakis are the only one who can handle the power of Nine Tails really relieved me, because I started to think that I was just given the name randomly. But now I know that I am an original Uzumaki who cares about the red hair and whatsoever. This really makes me happy. And then I was about to leave, but then suddenly I could sense a strange feeling that was inside of my gut, and then I closed my eyes and then I opened them only to see the big cage of the Nine Tails, as Nine Tails was trying to contact me. As then Nine Tails said, "Haha, hello brat. It seems that your village has finally banished you. I was really thinking that when will they do this?" As Naruto said, what do you want, fox? As Nine Tails said, so you're finally your true self. All that goofiness, all that, where does that go now? I knew that the thing you are showing to people, that did not fool me for a single moment. I could easily sense your emotions, the anger, the hatred, and all the regret that you are feeling right now. I can feel that as well. As Naruto said, that is beside my question, fox. Why did you summon me here? As Ninetales started to laugh and said, so you have gathered a lot of courage now. So Are you heading towards your home village, Uzugakure, was it? As Naruto's eyes widened, and then he started to stare at the nine-tailed fox blankly and said, "So, what do you know about that village?" As Nine-tails said, "Huh, don't worry, brat. I know that you are an Uzumaki, so don't worry about it. But what are you going to do when you arrive at that village?" As Naruto said, I have not think about it. As Ninetale says, you must have read that Uzumakis were killed off long ago, and that place is nothing but ruins of Uzumaki village. As Naruto started to think about it, and then he said, "Well, the thing I know is the war is held to keep the land. So why that place is ruins? Why no nation got the land of that village?" As Ninetale started to laugh and said, "Well, brat, you really impress me right now, because all of your life you was nothing but a fool, and this question you have asked me really impresses me." As Naruto said, so answer me already." As Ninetale said, "Well, the Uzumakis were quite brilliant, if I must say. They were able to even hold me down with their damn chakra chains." As Naruto got interested on that topic now, but for now he's going to hear what this fox has to say. As Ninetale started to explain that how the Uzumakis made a barrier, even if they are dead. The barrier will not let the shinobi of different villages to enter, even Konoha, which was on an alliance with the Whirlpool village, was not able to enter in the Whirlpool village. Only and true Uzumaki will be able to enter that village. And who knows, brat, they might have a lot of scrolls about different jutsus and different knowledge, and there might be a lot of money which will be able to help you a lot. As Naruto stared at him and said, "Well, I have a question for you, fast fox." As Ninetales looked towards Naruto, Naruto said, "Why are you helping me now? You never helped me." As Ninetales started to laugh and said, "Haha, brat, what do you mean that I never helped you? I helped you the most of your life. Remember the days when you got beaten up, senseless, and you are most of the times at the verge of death. I was the one who healed you, who helped you when your sensei, your foolish sensei, throw you from the cliff, who helped you to summon that frog, who helped you to fight with that bastard Neji, and that person Haku, who helped you to fight off against Sasuke." This made Naruto realize that Ninetales was telling the truth. He was the person who helped him the most of his life. As Ninetales said, that is beside the point. I know about that organization Akatsuki, and I know that if my Jinchuriki is weak, I would be captured by them, and I really don't like a weak Jinchuriki. That is the main reason I'm going to help you, brat. So, get on your feet, we are leaving." As Naruto smiled and said, "Alright, Ninetales, we are leaving towards the Whirlpool." Alright guys, here I will leave this part. Hope you guys like the story, and don't worry, it is not going to be anything about the golden fox or what if Naruto was banished. It would be quite interesting, so I have great ideas about it. So I hope that you guys will like this series and support me, and if you guys have some ideas you can give me, I would think about it. So for now, peace.